any names, have there been any developers that have been unusually slow to pay?
Not noticeably,
No.
no. There are always a couple, and normally the biggest, isn't it? That kind of churn things away and maybe delay a month and stuff like that. But that's always.
But no noticeable shift from your side.
No noticeable shift. And I think what we've seen actually is a lot of sensible developers and promoters are actually keen to pay collaborators ahead of time, because they want to reward them and they want to get them back, and make themselves the go-to developer. So yeah, it depends how kind of enlightened they are.
And what do you think the current balance of supply demand is with new developments? Is there, if they don't release many more developments, is the existing stock going to get to a point where there's more demand than supply, or what do you?
We simply don't know. But what I think we are in now is we are in a kind of comfortable place where we know that there isn't a huge oversupply of stock. So I think what developers will do over the next 12 months is just watch and wait and see where the market takes us. Because if, as expected, we get quite a glut of buyers coming over in the second half of the year, then obviously that is going to take up a lot of the slack. And developers may feel at that point that then is the time to go ahead and start announcing and promoting new off-plan projects. But at the moment, it feels like the balance is about right. And what we've also noticed, and somebody asked for us to cover this in our next chat, is that we haven't seen developers discounting. We haven't seen a fire sale of stock. We haven't seen a huge amount of distress in the market, whether it's from developers or from private individual vendors. And that's good, because again, the fundamentals of this market, particularly people who can afford to buy a second home in Spain, chances are they haven't lost their jobs. They're still receiving an income of some sort. Okay, they might be working from home. They might be utterly fed up. But they're probably more looking forward to using their second home in Spain than they are looking forward to selling it. So there isn't this massive distress, that we saw, for instance, in the financial crisis. So prices at the moment are pretty stable. And of course, what tends to happen, and I think what will happen in the summer, is that when people are able to travel and get out here and the sun is shining and it's 30 degrees and life is hopefully back to some sort of normality, people are going to feel inclined to buy. And what may end up happening is that you get almost 80% of the buying market chasing 20% of the available stock. And that could be a dangerous situation, because then you end up almost in an auction type environment where you get properties that even if they've been on the market for a while, but they're well located, they're well priced, we just haven't had the footfall to go and see them. But if you get that in July and August, then all of a sudden you've got properties that are sitting there that go for asking price, or where you get 2 or 3 people interested in the same unit, so the vendor is in control of the pricing. And we're actually telling clients that at the moment, that because a lot of our clients are saying, look, we are coming over in the summer, we're going to combine it with a bit of a holiday, hopefully. And we're saying, okay, that's great, but don't be expecting any bargains in the summer, because if, like us, you like the nice things and you like the nice properties, you can bet your life that everybody else is going to want the same stuff as you, and they're all going to be here in July and August. So get ready for a bit of a bun fight. So we're trying to say to people, look, why don't you do it a different way? Why don't you try and sort of find the property that you like, with our help, with virtual viewings, with online property tours, videos, whatever. And then try and do a deal with, if you're not prepared to buy it over the phone, try and do a deal with the vendor so that you can pay a refundable reservation deposit subject to viewing. So it gives you first dibs on the property, so you can get in there, view it relaxed, knowing that nobody else is going to come in and gazump you.